What up, everybody, and welcome to the Broken Bat Podcast. I'm J-Rob. I got Casey and Pete here with me as well, and this is episode number 13. We appreciate you guys checking us out. Peter, let them know.
Absolutely. So we are currently on Instagram and Twitter at the Broken Bat Pod with no spaces. We'd love to have you follow us, interact with us on there. Let us know what you think. We also have an email, thebrokenbatpodcast@gmail.com. Go ahead and reach out to us there anytime you feel like as well. If you do find our podcast on Spotify, we'll have a poll posted below the episode. You can participate, vote, see if you agree with what we're talking about, disagree, just let you know. And make sure to give us a follow on whatever platform you listen to us on. It helps us out a lot. We would greatly appreciate that. So, Casey, let them know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a couple of our favorite games this past week, some of the series we found interesting. We're also going to take a quick look ahead in the future, see what series we like coming up this weekend. Keep us entertained. But I have some, as I mentioned before, you guys, before we start recording, I have some breaking news. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
Robbie Ray, done for the year. He is going surgery on his shoulder. I think an actual, well, give me a second. I saw the story just not too long ago. Oh, that guy. He's having surgery on his flexor.
Flexor tendon?
Yes, that's what it is.
And his shoulder, I think. Isn't that where it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's done for the year. His flexor tendon. Yeah, he's just done.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be. Not surprised. This dude can't ever stay on the field. Even he had always had issues with this. Like, he had the one good year in Toronto. We spent a bag on him, and then he's been subpar so far.
Yeah. Definitely disappointing. Not to take away any thunder from that, but can I also throw in some breaking news? Not necessarily breaking news. Jordan Walker demoted to AAA Memphis today.
There goes my rookie of the year.
There goes your. Well, here's the thing.
Corbin Carroll's the man to beat.
Very briefly, like getting into this, like without getting into too much detail, essentially their reasoning being he's if you just look at his stats, he's actually doing pretty decent, but more into his advanced stats. Not that he's struggling, but it just doesn't look as good. And he, like, his batting average decent. He has a decent amount of hits. I think he has 2 home runs, but he's hitting like 59% of his hits are just like making contact or ground balls, which is like a terrible statistic for like how big he is. Like, he's a big guy and is like thought to gonna hit a ton of homers or whatever, and he's just not lifting the ball. And we already have Lars Nootbaar, Dylan Carlson, Tyler O'Neill, and Alec Burleson, who's also a rookie and playing super well. Excuse me. So we already have 4 outfielders. Then Jordan Walker makes it 5. So he's just not getting a ton of playing time right now that Lars Nootbaar is back and healthy. So they're sending him to AAA so he can be working and playing every day to work on those things. So it's not that he's been like doing bad and that's why he's going. He just hasn't. He's not like performing like amazing, I guess, if you will. So we'll see him again, I think, honestly, shortly. It just. We'll see. It'll depend how he does in AAA, because he didn't even play. He's never played in AAA. He went from AA to the majors this year, and so getting some of that better pitching in AAA, it'll help him work.
Can I change my rookie of the year pick for the NL?
Nope, they're set in stone.
It's locked in.
Yeah, locked in. Hey,
I don't get one free pass. I don't get one out.
All-star game.
Mulligan.
All-star game.
Nope, that's the wrong sport. We don't get mulligans around here.
Yeah. It's a sport I'll be getting into here in a few months, but yeah, no. But anyways,
who would be your next pick, Casey?
It's
unofficial, but
Corbin Carroll.
Cop out. That's why we're not letting you do it. That's just like the easy pick. If it was something cool, maybe, but maybe if it was Alec Burleson stuck with I feel like if you stick with the same team, just different player, I think that's allowed, but. No.
I would like to change mine to Anthony Volpe. He's good enough to win in both leagues. So,
LOL.
I'm glad you're saying it right.
The man's earned it at this point.
Yeah.
He's been kind of balling out lately.
For you to say his name right? Yeah.
Yes.
That just kind of sounds like a human right to say someone's name right, but I mean, if you don't
Okay,
know,
you don't have room to talk on that. But
hey, if you don't know, you can't blame. But if you've been corrected, then yeah, you should.
But I still correct you, and you still say it wrong.
Alcantara?
sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
100% trust the way you said it, but
it's Alcantara.
That's what I said.
You said it's Alcantara for the longest time. It's Alcantara.
No, I said
we got to
Alcantara.
unlock though. All our
I said
pronunciations. You said some wild stuff, but it's all right. We got all our pronunciations locked in. We're ready to go.
We're solid. We're good. So
City Connect jerseys for the Mariners come out in a couple of days, and you're gonna be spending some dollars,
dropping some dollar bills. Yo, that's
I didn't go for the Travises because I wanted to buy the Mariner City Connect stuff. So
LOL. Yeah, good for you. I don't know if you would have gotten them. Obviously, small opportunity, but that's.
Yeah, you could have got the Travis and sold it and bought any
true
Connect stuff you wanted, but
true. You could have bought all the. You could have bought all of the Connect stuff.
If I would have got Travis's, would have sold them. I probably could have bought the franchise of the Mariners. So
you could have been close.
Probably like 3/4. I don't know about the whole thing, but with the way they're going with that losing record, there's no way. What are they? 11-13. Oof, rough. But
you want
no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
You want to go there, Gerald? You don't want to talk about the NL Central?
Standings talk.
I mean, at least me and Pete have double-digit wins.
That's true.
Unlike someone.
You got me. I mean, we still have a chance right now. Give us tomorrow. We'll get there.
I read today, by the way. Do you know how long it's been since the Cardinals started this poorly?
I don't.
1973.
Yeah.
So they are not used to this poor of a performance. It's interesting because it's like every episode we keep talking about. It's early in the season, nothing to worry about. But
we're at this point like legit almost
we're
25
getting
games
borderline
in.
where it might be something to worry about.
Yeah, we're almost 2/10 of the way in. Not quite. We still have a handful of games still there, but we're about a week away. But in a week, we'll be 2/10 of the way in.
We gotta stop playing devil's advocate here because almost the end of April, and the Diamondbacks are still in first place, and the Cardinals are still in last place.
Cardinals aren't in last.
The Cardinals are in last.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. It is. I have it right here. You want me to pull up
the because the Reds just swept the Rangers.
Did they really?
What's that say?
You didn't know that? Yeah,
What's
Reds,
that say?
Oh, actually, I didn't know that.
If the Cardinals win tonight, their game, if they come back, they'll be tied for last. But regardless, they're in last in the division in almost the end of April, which is very surprising.
Want to know who's in first place? Captain Kutch and those Pirates, they are on the ship.
Was I not riding that ship, bro? I was riding that ship, giving them all the love on one or two casts ago. So don't even, and I even said generalizing a quote, something along the lines of like, I don't think I've ever rooted this hard for a team in baseball that wasn't the Cardinals. Like
you did say that.
So in case you're wondering, here's a fast fact for you. In case you're wondering, the Braves and the Pirates are both tied for the best record in the National League.
Who at the end of April? Who would have thought that? Should have put money on that.
You would the Pirates were tied for the best record in
second best record in all of baseball.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah,
that was not a prediction we had.
No, I don't think anyone. Maybe if we find someone that does a podcast about the Pirates and they were all in, they're like, "Yes, go Bucks." Yeah. But even then, I don't know. 17-8 to start.
Shout out to the Las Vegas A's posting up at 5-20.
Yeah, that's honestly really bad. I mean, understandably, they're not supposed to be a good team, but 200 win percentage. I'm gonna do the quick math on that. Don't know how I do the quick math on that. Honestly, I forgot.
162 times 200%.
Oh, that didn't work great for me.
162 times 0.2.
But Peter brought up a good point about
32 wins.
Woo, baby.
That's a record by a long shot.
Yeah. What was my good point?
The Reds sweeping the first place Rangers.
Yeah, that was an absolute shocker.
That will end up.
They clawed themselves out of the
that
NL
last
Central
place.
basement.
They came back in almost every game too. Like they had to come back in the 7th, 8th innings. Like it wasn't.
Yeah. Well,
So
those are high scoring games. 6-7, 6-7, 3-5. Like, what were we gonna say?
Did we talk about the Ranger City Connect jerseys?
We mentioned them.
Briefly mentioned them. You guys said you love them, which I thought was interesting because I don't like them at all. But we briefly mentioned them.
Yeah, we talked about them. But I don't know. I think the Reds. This goes to again one of our podcasts or one of our episodes from 1 or 2 times ago. We were talking about the NL Central. Man, Reds suck, but almost. I mean, they just swept the Rangers, who are a good team. Looking decent. Maybe someone needs to put money on the Cincinnati.
So what does that say about the Cardinals?
You said they suck and they have a better record.
That's true. Well, I was honestly going to ask this is almost getting off topic a little bit, but do you guys think there's a chance, or what's the probability Oliver Marmol, Cardinals manager, gets the boot? Like you said, Pete, worst start since 73 for the Cardinals. I mean, if it wasn't the Cardinals with this record and it was the Mariners, it'd probably be worst start since 2017. But it is the Cardinals who have a history of winning. And so, yeah, since 73. How long?
Fight mood tonight.
You know what? I'm just here to play,
You're in a fighting mood tonight.
I don't know. It's frustrating. I'm in there watching the Cardinals game, seeing us battle. Freaking, who was it? Steven Matz actually had a pretty good game. Like, he had a good line. His stats are blown way out of proportion. But it's like, I don't know. We just can't pull out the wins. Last night, or on Tuesday night, the Cardinals should have won. And then we gave up a 2-run home run to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Like, literally our pitching is killing us. So it's just frustrating, honestly. But I don't know. What, Casey, do you think, what would it take for a Cardinals manager to get fired?
I mean, at this rate, another bad month.
I
don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I honestly, Jared could probably speculate more, but I don't know if because with Scott Service and even Aaron Boone, they're respected in the clubhouse and players play around them and rally for them and stuff. Because the whole clip with Aaron Boone going up to the umpire saying they're savages in the box, right? And then Scott Service but still he's still there, right? Even and granted, they haven't had a losing season by Yankee standards, but they have disappointment seasons. But and even with Scott Service, he's been the manager for I think 6 years now for the Mariners, and he's built it from the ground up. So they kind of trust this process. Where Ollie Marmol, I just don't know.
Well, I think that's the difference, though, is specifically with the Mariners. I think, and this isn't me trying to fight. Don't take this the wrong way. It's been a while since the Mariners have won. So give a manager goes in and says, hey, we need you to take this team from a losing team to a winning playoff team. In the Mariners took a big step in that direction last year. And sure, maybe not off to the best start, but you guys are doing decent. You're hovering around 500 and are only 3 games back. Yeah, you're only 3 games back. So you're not in a bad spot. Cardinals, as where it stands right now, they're 4 or 5 games. No, they're 7 or 8 games back in the division.
You're
already.
7.5.
Well, depending what happens Wednesday night, which we're down. Well, it's 3-7.
5 in the top of the 9th.
Go. We just scored a run in 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. So you never know.
Down by 4.
There's a possibility. We got Newt at the plate, and he's 0 for 4 with the strikeout, so that's good. But point being is top of the 9th, down 4, likelihood we're gonna lose tonight. So it puts us 8 games back in the division, 25 games in.
Shout
Like that
out
is
a friend of the pod, Kyle, who's a Giants fan.
Oh my gosh, good thing we're not working right now. Might punch him in the throat if I sell him. Not that it's his fault, but just it's a friend of the pod. That's why I wouldn't do it. I would just think about it just because he's a Giants fan and the Cardinals are playing so poorly. But like the Cardinals' expectation compared to the Mariners, the Cardinals are expected to win. They're expected, like their standard for this year is to make a deep playoff run. Like it's almost maybe not necessarily win the World Series, but essentially it's like get to the World Series or bust this year.
Yeah.
And so, and we're 8 games back, not even a month into the season. Like, I don't think he's going to get the boot after 1 month, but do you continue on that way? Like, what's our win percentage at for?
That's what I don't know, because I don't know all of it, but the Cardinals just aren't, to me, an organization that fires coaches in the middle of the season. Like, that's,
Yeah.
I don't think well-run organizations do that. And maybe the Cardinals have done that, but I can't think of a time that they've done that.
Not in recent
Where they fire
history.
a coach. Yeah, like,
Well, because
But in recent history, the Cardinals haven't been bad. The Cardinals haven't had to put themselves in the situation to do that.
well, there was the most recent time that I can remember, because Tony La Russa, I can't remember when he came in, but after he won the World Series in 2011, he retired. And then we were good for like in 2012, we made it to the NLCS. In 2013, we went to the World Series and lost to Boston. And then 2014, I can't remember if we went to the NLCS again, but Mike Matheny was our manager. But what a lot of people said, especially those first couple years, that was all Tony La Russa's team. Like, we didn't have Albert Pujols anymore, but it was like his system and everything still. And then as like 3, 4, 5 years went on, that's when we started to see more of Mike Matheny's team, and like we missed the playoffs 3 straight years. And then so they fired.
But even him, you didn't fire in the middle of the season, right?
Yeah, no. And then then he left.
You waited till the end of the season.
Yeah, that's when Mike Schmidt or whatever his name was, I can't remember. Mike Schilt. He came in and he was the manager, I think, just for like a year. And then they let him go, and then Oliver was last year, and then this is his second year. But I don't know. It's just, I would be surprised if they fired him.
To me, they're kind of similar, because to me the Cardinals have always given me Utah Jazz vibes. Obviously, a little bit more successful than Jazz, but it's a well-run organization. Jazz don't fire people in the middle of the season. That's just like not what they do. So I would be shocked if the Cardinals made a change, but
yeah.
I mean, you never know, because if it's so disappointing with your expectations, like, you have Arenado, you have Goldschmidt, you have all these people that are like in their prime. It should be competing time. So
yeah,
I mean, I guess if it gets bad enough, they could do it. It just would shock me personally.
It would surprise me a lot. But like if this continues for another month, their win percentage is around 375, because that's what it is right now. And then with the loss tonight, that's obviously going to go lower, drop to 360, 365. If not worse, because of how few games we've played. If we hover 350, 375 win percentage for another month, it wouldn't surprise me as much, because if we're 18-30 at that point, like, that's terrible. So I don't know. Yeah. I think the Cardinals, I mean, me obviously being biased, almost deserve, not love, but deserve some attention with how bad they've started this year. Like, because it is very bad. So,
yeah, you know what's crazy though? Looking at standings, my team, who has been slightly disappointing lately, they're 14-11 right now, right?
Yeah.
But they're 6 games back in the division.
That's
so
crazy.
They're 3 games above 500, and the Rays have been playing so damn good.
Yeah.
That even with a 560 win percentage, which isn't great, but it's pretty solid.
Yeah, no, that's good.
6 games back in the division before the end of April. That's disgusting.
Yeah. So I have a question on that topic.
Damn it.
The New York Yankees for Peter.
Okay, shoot.
We have a friend of the pod who recently came out with a statement about his former team. I don't know if Peter's gonna be friends with this guy anymore. I'm not gonna name any names. He's just a friend of the pod. And I quote, "I wanted to remind them their beard policy is dumb and outdated, just like their front office." End quote. I won't name drop. That's not what we do here on this pod. A big bat you guys let go.
Okay, pause real quick, Casey. I'm so sorry. The Cardinals had bases loaded with Paul Goldschmidt up with 1 out, and he is 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, a double and a single tonight. and then he grounds it to a double play to end the game. So stupid. Anyways, so back to your thing. Cardinals suck. Heard it here.
Yeah. You're a whole game in the last place now.
I personally have always hated beard policies. I think they're really dumb. I think everyone should have a beard because
They're
just
phenomenal.
a better way of life. So I 100% agree with that statement. I am curious who made it, but
I'm only gonna say this once. You didn't hear it from me.
Nope.
A good sir named Gallo, again a friend of a pod.
I talked about this earlier in the season. I'm happy for Gallo that what seemed like his career was going to be over last year, and he's bouncing back. So I'm happy.
Was it awkward?
Yeah.
No, I think I don't know. I do think Pete. Sorry, you cut out for a second. What did you say?
Well, I was talking about how I'm happy for Gallo. We talked about that in an earlier episode. Don't know when I cut out, but yeah, I mean, he's been playing pretty well. I'm happy for him because it seemed like his career was ending. So and he's kind of young still, so it's cool to see him bounce back. I mean, I wish he'd been successful in New York, obviously.
For sure.
Definitely agree with the beard policy because beards are amazing. There's that, but the thing that's weird about Gallo to me is, and I haven't been paying that much attention to his games not versus the Yankees, but in the series they just played versus us, he was playing first base a lot, which was very weird to me because he's a great defensive outfielder. Like I think he's got a couple Gold Gloves even. So I mean, the Twins also have great outfield with Buxton and stuff like that, but it was surprising to me that he was playing first and not outfield. But yeah, shout out friend of the pod Gallo.
Friend of the pod, indeed. We'll have to get him on here sometime soon. Miss him.
Yeah, but I can text him.
Okay, yeah. Let him know. Maybe when Wednesdays don't do great, but maybe Sundays.
Maybe with Pete's love for the Yankees, he's not quite ready for that yet.
Yeah, true.
After what just happened, I just want to make.
I like him more than freaking. I mean, they also, speaking of things happening in a long time, the Cardinals, for worst start since '73. The Twins won their first series versus the Yankees since 2001.
Sheesh.
Which is insane.
It's only their
first series win.
Not even home or away, just first series.
No, first series win since 2001. It's their second one since 1993.
Gosh dang, bro.
Because we talked about earlier this year in one of the earlier pods, the Yankees own the Twins.
Yeah.
But so far this year, they've split a series and the Twins won a series.
The Twins are up. What is that now? 4-3 over the Yankees this year?
Yeah.
Because they split a 4-game and
might
then,
win. Yeah, might win the series.
Sheesh. Which in that division right now, that's not a good thing because you're in fourth place.
No, the Yankees need to stack up as many wins as possible.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me though. Like we're kind of jumping around, but I mean Tampa Bay this week as well. What did they do? I'm trying to find where they went.
They lost to the Astros 2-1.
2-1.
Lost their first home game. Lost their first 2 home games.
Yeah. Well, in that
home series,
their last game,
the Astros. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying their last game they only lost 1-0. So that's a close game and a good series. So that almost speaks to, they won how many games in a row? Like 12 games or 13 games at home in a row, 14 in a row, whatever. But and then they hung in with the Astros. I think the Tampa Bay Rays are a serious contender, if you will. But Astros, where I think you were going, Pete. They're just turning it on.
Yeah, I think the Astros made an absolute statement with their last 2 series, going into Atlanta, sweeping the Braves, and then going into Tampa, who's unbeaten at home, and taking their trash cans with them. They heard their trash cans, is what I'm saying. I'm going to accuse them again. I think they took their trash cans, and I think they took Casey's hate, and they just used it to fuel them.
They put that hate in the trash can, burned it, and that thing was fueling the whole team.
They heard my rant, and they were like, "This douchebag, Seattle fan, is gonna come at us. We're gonna show him."
Yeah, but because they went 5-1 versus. I mean, we just talked about the Yankees. They're 3-4 versus the Twins, who are a solid ball club. But the Astros just went 5-1 versus. I think the teams would have the first and second best record. Yeah, first and second best record in baseball. Just went 5-1 on the road without even Altuve back yet. So unfortunately, those Derby cheaters are looking good again. What's your pop quiz?
It's the Washington Nationals, Cincinnati Reds, St. Louis Cardinals, and Detroit Tigers all have in common.
So
Last
who?
place division.
Oh yeah.
They all have better records than the Chicago White Sox.
Oh wow.
The Tigers have officially moved into third place.
Sheesh.
Third place with a comfortable hold in that position over the White
games
Sox.
over the White Sox.
Our boy Tim needs. They need to let our boy Tim go. He needs to go to like
Ooh.
Seattle or something.
See, well, this is what I was saying. Like, I don't even
random
think.
team you picked there.
Yeah, seriously. This is why, like, I don't think, and I made a comment about this earlier. It was a joke about like maybe they need to bring Tony La Russa back, which I definitely don't think they should do. Love him when he was the Cardinals manager. Wasn't the greatest fit or didn't work out in Chicago, but there's obviously something not going right there. They're, what is that? 10 games back, 11 games back, or not 11 games back, 11 games under 500. Like, yeah, like you said, Cardinals aren't even that bad right now, but I don't know. I think they're a team that, obviously, unless they turn around, they have plenty of time before then, but they may end up being sellers, to Casey's point, at the trade deadline. Like, if they don't turn things around. Like,
those piss missiles could be on the move.
Seriously.
It could be.
They've got good pieces to sell too. Like,
yeah,
I definitely could. You
could get a lot in return. Like, if you move the right pieces in your rebuild, like you would be in more of a rebuild, but it could come sooner because you can get talent that's closer to the majors than
you got a lot of
picks.
High quality pieces, so you can get back.
Yeah, but
really good players for sure.
I don't know. I think one thing as well from a series that's been going on right now is Pirates and Dodgers. Game 1, the Dodgers won, but it was 7-8, 8-7 Dodgers, and then the Pirates won 1-8 game 2. Like, the Pirates are, by all means, I mean, granted it's only 2 games, but better than the Dodgers in this series. Like, they've scored, what is that, 15 runs and given up 9, so a +6 run differential, had a close game and then blew them out in the second game. Like, granted, again, only 2 games, but again, I think just speaks to the Pirates being
Pirates are pretty good because they're 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah,
so they were 9-6 and
with a +31 run differential, which I feel like we talked about that a podcast or 2 ago or episode or 2 ago, and it was their plus, but I feel like their run differential is getting better. Like, it wasn't quite as good, but it's getting better.
Yeah, and they're 8-4 at home and 9-4 on the road too. So it's not even just like they had, a big home stand and taking advantage. Like, they've been doing it
no matter where,
both ways. So so they're kind of looking like a legitimate team at this point, which is cool.
Yeah, again, my second team I'm rooting for outside of the Cardinals, which sucks because they're in the NL Central with the Cardinals. But
if we get to July and the standings are still the way they're, I don't know how much more Pirates love we're getting out of J-Rob, but
yeah, seriously, I might be sweating, might be taken back given all that red. It'd be a lot of love.
J-Rob is going to have a pirate hat, a sword, an eye patch.
Not all that. The only reason I have all that is if it got to October and that's what we decided to do for Halloween. But I don't know if I still have actually. I probably do. But when I was in high school, I started to collect all like the fitted hats of all the teams. And I started with the NL Central just because I already had a Cardinals hat. And then those were the teams who played the most. Just to hang in my room.
Did you have all the teams?
In the NL Central, yes. I don't know if I still do. And I'm pretty sure my cat threw up on the Chicago Cubs one at one point. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's funny because I would never in my life buy a Red Sox anything. So that's interesting.
Yeah, well, it's only like I did it so I could, like, granted, I was a teenager, but like almost man cave-esque, like just for like
set it up.
Yeah, for something like that.
I get the idea behind it. I would personally get 29 teams of the 30 and just squirrel them.
Have an empty spot. Because also I think like my dream, and it would still be something I'd love to do, but kind of like have the hats in like order, like have them in divisions and have them in order what the standings were, something like that as well. Just keep
that'd
be a dope background for like the cast to have something like that. But Anyways, what were we gonna say?
I texted.
Yeah, I don't know how soon that'll be in the budget, but we'll
But not
discuss the
soon.
financial
Not
options
soon.
after that.
I texted our a friend of the chat, or a friend of the pod. Excuse me.
It's your saying and you don't even remember it. We got to work on it. We're going to have an off-field discussion tonight,
Jeez
boys.
Louise.
I texted him. It was our good friend Kyle, the Giants
I
fan.
thought it was Gallo.
Yeah, me
No.
too.
Gallows asleep right now. I texted him. He'll be back. He'll bang my line later.
Yeah.
But Kyle, I just said, gave you a shout out on the pod. He goes, was it for my discipline at the plate? LMAO, referring to the show because he's an absolute god of walks. I said, nah, it was the Giants destroying the Cardinals. He goes, hell yeah, 5 in a row, baby.
LOL. Freaking
Hey,
Kyle.
Casey. Speaking of friends of the pod, can you give us an update on your softball situation after your 25-5 loss last week?
Yeah. So we have one guy not showing up this week. He's playing third. I don't know who's playing third. It probably is going to be me playing third. We're going to rally back. You know, we're down, never out. That's what I have to say. We have that Cardinal mentality where
We
don't quit.
Yeah, I was gonna say which year though, because 2023 is looking like a different one.
Yeah, it's the 2023 year. The Cardinal. You want that
We're
pirate
Pretty
mentality.
much any other year except 73 and 23.
Yeah.
we're playing like the. If I had to guess right now, we're playing a lot like the Padres. We got all the thump in the world. You know, we got great defense. We run into an Arizona Diamondbacks or
You took 3 of 4 from the Diamondbacks. The Padres did.
Yeah.
yeah, but you run into a Diamondbacks every once in a while, and you just get your ass kicked. So
You being the Padres, I don't think that's a good analogy, but that's all right.
us, okay, we're like the Diamondbacks. Then every once in a while you run into a Padres.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's better. Well, I don't know. I think another team. I mean, we already mentioned the White Sox, but the Blue Jays to me just continue to impress. They're on a 4-game win streak. They're only 6-4 their last 10, but they're in a tough division, and I don't know. They're just staying hot. So I'm curious to see how they continue to do and what they'll look like. As the season goes on.
Can we get some love to the O's right now?
100%.
Birdland.
100%.
Birdland is only 3.5 back.
That's disgusting.
Only 3.5 back.
Yeah.
They're ahead of both the Yankees and the Blue Jays, which a lot of people have in their power ranking. So the Orioles are not getting as much love. They only lost 8.
Yeah, they're 16-8. Yeah.
That division's hella good.
Yeah. Baltimore has the second best record in not only the AL East, but the entire AL.
Third best.
Second
and no,
best.
AL. You're just I was thinking MLB.
Yeah. Technically, they're tied for third best wins.
Yeah.
Most wins, but
well, that's what I don't know. Well,
They're 8-2 in their last 10. That's
Birdland
insane.
is- Yeah, they're hot.
Yeah.
They're for sure hot right now.
Adley Rutschman's dope. I like Adley.
And they're going to play.
He would be rookie of the year if they didn't use his eligibility up last year.
I don't think Julio would have had much to say about that. I think Julio was a shoo-in.
I don't know if you'd have got a full season of Rushman, but
LOL. The world may never know, just like the lollipop. What I don't know. I think with the O's, I don't know. We've said this so many times, but there are so many surprises this year. And we've talked about the Diamondbacks a lot. Diamondbacks, I don't want to say they've fallen off, but they're now 14-12. They're 5-5 in their last 10. So definitely that's more typical Diamondbacks baseball right there.
They DFA'd Mad Bum, that's why.
Well,
They lost their spark plug.
Yeah, it's because he freaking got bat flipped walk to freaking Wilson Contreras. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was
the same thing with Max Muncy too. When he told Max Muncy at the ball of the ocean.
Yeah.
Or no, Max Muncy told him that.
Yeah. Well, but it was but Max Muncy told him shut the fuck up or something like that, and then he ended up
called him a pussy too.
Yeah, and then he walked him, and then freaking Wilson
funny.
Contreras just bat flipped or whatever, a walk down to first base, and then literally the next day he got DFA'd. So like you can contribute that to the Cardinals.
We lost another one. We lost another great.
He'll sign somewhere. I don't know where.
R.I.P. Yeah, he's gonna go to the freaking Padres, bro. No, he's going to the Cardinals.
I don't know. Not after that beef. That's a catcher right there. You need some chemistry right there. I don't know if they got it. He'll be hucking fastballs aiming for his head every time.
He'll be electric. He'll throw everything he's got into those pitches.
He'll get burnt out in the third inning.
He'll be touching like 102 every pitch.
LOL. But no, there's the NL West to me has kind of slowed down a little bit just because I feel like there's no team taking advantage of that division. You just have a lot of like middle of the pack. Like the top 3 teams in that division are 5-5 in their last 10. So no one has taken advantage of people losing. Arizona's 5-5, Dodgers 5-5, Padres 5-5. I haven't done my due justice in like keeping up with Tatis as much as I should. I don't know if either of you guys have, but I'm just curious to see. Clearly, he hasn't had like a tremendous impact.
I think his biggest highlight so far this season is his dancing on Cubs fans.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was
him
sick.
chanting like you're some about cheaters. Oh yeah, steroids.
Yeah.
And then
you know what
he just turns
You know
around.
what else they're chanting?
What? They didn't on Wednesday. Cubs lost on Wednesday, so didn't hear that.
Yeah, they're still chanting "Go Cubs, go!"
6-4 in their last 10, decent, but I don't know. I feel like NL West is at this point 25 games in. Well, 25, 26. It's almost anyone's division still. Well, it's for sure anyone's division, but I don't know. With a lot of baseball left, I don't know. Maybe Arizona does make a push for the playoffs, and maybe they do win the division. It's hard to say that with how good the Padres lineup is, like with or just the roster, who's on the roster, and same with the Dodgers. But they're not performing. All I want to say
is I'm about 52 wins away from Jared buy me a Chris Bryant jersey for the Rockies. So
52.
Let's go Rockies. Yeah, remember it's 60, above 60.
I don't know. I can't remember. We'll have to go back and catch that recording. But I don't know. I'm interested to see. Well, my hope. Cardinals have lost. Going back to this real quick. Cardinals have lost 3 of the first 4 games of the Cardinals-Giants series, which is just embarrassing. If we get swept, I will literally cry because that's just going to be horrendous.
Look for us to post that clip on socials, everybody.
Yeah, seriously. It'll be... I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. The Cardinals at that point, if they lose on Thursday, they'd be 9-17. Don't know what that win percentage is. Potentially 9 games back. We're already 5 games out of the wild card. Like, it is just... I don't know. That's why I go back to full circle, like, about firing our manager. I don't think we should necessarily, especially at this point, but that's where I just go there. Is we're literally playing so bad right now. Like, what other... When you fall so low but below expectations, like, what else can you do?
If the season ended today, the AL would have some wild teams. You have the Rays, the Rangers, and the Twins, and the Orioles, and the
Toronto.
Blue Jays, and you have a tie between the Yankees and Astros. Like, how wild would that be?
Shout out that clearly best division in baseball, the AL East.
But here's an
best division in baseball.
Here's an even more wild one. In the National League, you have the Braves, which is expected, the Pirates, and the D-backs, then followed by the Brewers, Cubs, and Mets.
Yeah. Well, Brewers, Mets, and then you have a tie between... I mean, technically it'd be Cubs, but just because they've played less games. So they have a higher win percentage, but... Yeah, that's insane.
You are 1 game away from like the dead last in the National League. You are second to last in the National League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is my point. That I actually was noticing that right as you were saying it, and so that like hurt. I'm still numb from that. But That's how
Casey,
bad the Cardinals are
Are
doing.
you gonna buy him a Cardinals jersey if they get to 60 wins?
Yeah, seriously, what's our projected wins right now? Like, I'll just take if we make the playoffs, make a
You and
playoff
the Rockies.
run.
Yeah, at this rate, whoever has a winning,
That's
whoever
what's
has better
the better
between the
record.
Rockies and Cardinals, you get the jersey.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Well, he has every Cardinal jersey known to mankind right now.
That is shocking.
Yeah, right now we're projected to have 58 wins. So that's a thing. That's based off our win percentage, but I don't know. That's why I almost go back again with firing the manager. Not saying we should, but like, are we at least considering it, or like, is that even in the cards? Are we not even thinking about that right now? Like, I have no idea.
He's not firing the boys right now. He's got to fire the boys up.
Well, like tonight, Paul Goldschmidt went 4 for 5 with 2 home runs, a double, a single. Like, maybe he only had 2 RBIs because both his home runs were solo shots. His double was lead off for the inning, I think. So like, no one was that, and that's the other thing. No one's ever on base for him. And then Nolan Arenado struck out like 2 or 3 times tonight. Like, Nolan Arenado is not playing well right now, and so we have decent numbers, but literally they showed a statistic in tonight's game. Cardinals batting average, or no, it was for pitchers, but it was like players batting average against Cardinal pitching when the count is 0-2 is like 204, which is second worst in baseball, only better than the Oakland A's. And there's another one, like another stat with like pitching and their batting average, and again, second worst, only in front of the Oakland A's. So literally
the Las Vegas A's,
soon to be Las Vegas A's, and soon to be like 3 to 5 years. But
just to be semi-accurate, there's actually a lot of things that might make that not happen, but
really,
yeah, there's a lot of hurdles they have to get through. So,
well, I know they're putting it like
following that story, obviously, for personal reasons, and there's a bunch of big hurdles they got to get through before it's like actually.
Well, isn't the land they want to buy? Isn't that where like the Wild Wild West and like that In-N-Out is across from T-Mobile?
Yeah, it's close to there. But
so they got to tear down like that
They
casino.
bought land already, but that doesn't. I mean, rich people, they could use that land for whatever they want. Still, there's a whole bunch of hurdles, so it might be even longer if at all. But
yeah, and if they really want to make it happen, which I'm sure they do, but yeah, there's going to be a team in Vegas. It's just a matter of when and what team for sure. Obviously, Oakland A's leading that race, but I don't know. I think it's just going to be interesting to see what happens with the Cardinals, and I don't know, like how they're going to turn out this year, because it's embarrassing at this point, to say the least.
Just pop my back.
You know what's interesting? Because I was curious about this, so I went and looked it up. And according to the website that I'm on, the Cardinals also have had the 19th hardest schedule in baseball. So it's not even like they've had a hard schedule yet, and they're still not looking great. The Tampa Bay Rays have had the easiest schedule in baseball.
LOL.
But apparently Detroit's had the hardest. Arizona's had the second hardest, so that's even more impressive. Makes it seem like they might be very legit, actually. But yeah,
where are the M's at?
The M's had the 20th, so they have had a slightly one spot easier than St. Louis.
I'll take it.
Here's the thing, though.
The Yankees have had the 7th hardest, so makes me feel a little bit better about their slightly disappointing start.
Are you ready for some of these? Because I'm a statistic guy. For the Cardinals, they have the 6th most home runs with 30 in all of baseball so far. They have the 4th best batting average as a team at 267 in all like the league or whatever. OBP 3rd best. Slugging percentage, they're 8th best, so a little down. OPS 6, so they're literally like top 6 in almost every like big category. It's just like our RBIs are 16th, so way down there. Or I mean, that's only middle of the pack, but our hits were 3rd as well at 229, only behind the Phillies and Rays. So it's just like statistically, hitting wise, Cardinals are doing really well. It's literally our pitching that is sucking balls. Like,
I got a hot take. You ready for this?
Sure.
The Cardinals are sellers at the deadline.
What would they sell though?
Goldschmidt, Arenado.
I mean,
New
those
Bar.
are great pieces, but I don't see them
Darab. Let me ask you this
selling
question.
because I think they would want to compete next year, and you can't sell Arenado and Goldschmidt and compete.
I got a hot take that I hope doesn't happen, but Casey, you go.
This is a question for J-Rob, and I want you to take your Cardinal bias out.
No, 100%. I'm always down for giving you the real talk.
Are the Cardinals? Is there a window of opportunity with this team? And this is no disrespect to your team, but is your window of opportunity closing with the players you have now? Is it time to maybe gut the team and then rebuild from the ground up? That's what Seattle did, and I know like a lot of franchises have done that. Like the Rays have like a revolving door of players. The Mariners did it in 2017 with gutting Cano and Bruce and Edwin Diaz and like all these kind of core pieces we had. Do you think it's almost time the Cardinals do that if they don't pull it around by the All-Star break?
I would say no, only because there's certain things they could do that I think like. Well, to answer your question, I'll answer your question.
On Shohei?
Not really. I don't think. I mean, the Cardinals might be in talks just in case. Like, I think the only way the Cardinals get Shohei, because the Angels are actually coming to St. Louis. We play them, I think. I don't know if it's Monday through Wednesday or Tuesday through Thursday or whatever, but we play them next week. And so unless he's like, man, I really want to go to the Cardinals, so let's make a deal happen with them, I don't think he's coming to St. Louis. Well, obviously, I'd love for him to come to St. Louis, but I don't think he is. So to answer your question, no, though, I don't think they're at that stage. Paul Goldschmidt just came off and he literally just won NL MVP last year. Nolan Arenado finished 3rd in that voting. We just went out and got Wilson Contreras, who is in his prime. And then we have a young, solid core outfield. And then we have like Tommy Edman, who's a Gold Glover, Brendan Donovan, who won Gold Glove. Like defensively, we're good. Batting average, they're good. Okay, first off, showing more love. I gave Paul DeYoung love like 2 podcasts ago, I think. Literally, he's only played 2, maybe 3 games. He's actually playing really good, and very small sample size, but he's playing really good. It's literally our pitching. So I think the Cardinals just need to make adjustments. Our offense is good, but we just need to get better pitching because, like I just read off all the offensive stats, Cardinals offense is great. So if we can get rid of some pieces, and not get rid of, but if we can trade some pieces that'll help our pitching, like if we improve our starting pitching, I think we're a World Series contender, hands down. Like our offense is already a World Series contending offense. It's literally just our pitching that sucks. So
yeah, I would say, because it's like you were talking about, you have the 5 outfielders right now.
Yeah,
I think if you trade one of those rookies, obviously, there's a lot of hype with Walker and stuff like that, so you don't necessarily want to trade one of those guys. But
yeah,
personally, I'm always trading prospects because you want proven players at the major league level.
Yeah,
but yeah, you include 1 or 2 of your extra outfielders, go get some pitching depth. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, my hot take is,
as long as you stay close in the division and don't continue to
for
be on
sure
pace for 50 wins, and then it's not worth it. But
I can see the Cardinals being buyers like earlier than the trade deadline. Like if it continues to not go well, like come late May, early June, mid-June, like they're trying to make trades then to
rather than wait.
Yeah, just to like so they have as much season left as possible to try to like turn it around. But Jordan Walker, this is my hot take. You ready for this?
Okay.
Jordan Walker is an original third baseman. So not saying Cardinals should do this, and this is why I pressed it before. I don't want this to happen. But the Cardinals trade Nolan Arenado, Jordan Walker goes back to third base. That means you only have 4. That clears up space in the outfield. You only have 4, which 4 is a good number of outfielders to have. You have your starting 3 and then a backup. And then Jordan Walker's in at third base. Paul Goldschmidt's still over there. You have some good young infield talent. And then like you can get a solid pitcher for just knowing, like 1v1, like player for player.
Sure,
you could get a solid pitcher for Nolan Arenado.
For people that haven't listened to every episode of the pod this year, earlier this season, J-Rob called Nolan Arenado the best third baseman of all time. So
Yeah,
he's considering trading him.
Well,
It kind of tells you a lot about how the Cardinals season has started.
Yeah,
it's a big tell.
I say this. I don't want that to happen because I love
Trade the
Nolan
best third
Arenado.
baseman of all time.
But I mean,
Here's a hot take.
the
You ready for this one?
That would just make sense for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals need to do something to get better
I
pitching.
got you. Yeah, just to create some room. And
Yeah, Casey, what's your thing?
Well, you know how Nootbaar and Otani are BFFs now, right?
Yeah.
What if the Angels trade for Nootbaar and you get pitching from the Angels?
Who?
Who the hell? The Angels don't have
Yeah.
pitching.
Who?
That's the problem with the Angels. Who are?
Because
That's
you know
the whole-
what? That might not be a bad thing, but I don't know who the Angels are going to give up.
Reed Detmers.
No, I don't want any, unless it's Shohei. I don't want any of the Angels pitchers.
Yeah, that's true. He's their only good pitcher. So
Like,
if they trade for him on his pitching days and keep him for his DH days,
yeah,
trading Shohei the pitcher but keeping Shohei the
Yeah.
hitter.
yeah, just I don't
He's
know.
Yeah, he's their only good pitcher as far as I'm aware.
No,
Hey, you never
Agree.
know. You
Maybe.
never know.
3-team deal could happen. I just don't know who the third team would be and who would give what. But
Here, I got it figured out for you. You have it between the Mariners, the Cardinals, and the Angels. The Mariners
trade
get Shohei. The Mariners get Shohei. The Cardinals get Luis Castillo,
we'd have to get more than
and
that.
the Angels get cash considerations.
There's no way that
And Lars
the
Nootbaar.
Angels will trade Shohei Otani for freaking.
Cash considerations. What? Like it would have to be like
Yeah.
$1 billion cash considerations for that to be a
Yeah,
thing.
you'd
Like,
have to buy them a second franchise.
yeah.
No, here we get Shohei. The Cardinals get Castillo, and
You only give up Luis Castillo, who's maybe not even as good of a pitcher as Shohei.
Yeah, you'd have to give us like your
And you get
you'd-
Shohei the
you would
hitter.
have to give us your best 2 pitchers for
yeah,
us to
you get
consider.
Robbie Ray.
No, not Robbie Ray. I said your best 2 pitchers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might have to trade Julio to get Shohei.
Oh, I would.
Ooh, Julio,
Hey, that's actually a
Julio
good question.
and
Would
Castillo.
you get rid of
Julio
Julio
and Castillo.
and Castillo for Shohei? That's actually a great question.
What if that's the trade? Julio Rodriguez and Castillo go to the Angels for Shohei Otani. 2 for 1.
I wouldn't do it. No, that's no.
What if they
Here's-
take
here-
Teoscar?
here- no, here-
What if they take Teoscar
Oh,
away for
yeah.
you as well?
I don't know. Teoscar he heard the pod, and now he's playing like a damn Blue Jay again. So I don't know how much.
You
I
heard me
beat
and
out
J-Rob give him some love. He
Yeah,
needed some love.
seriously.
Not everybody's okay with the tough love. Some people just need the
Some love.
welcome
Take out
the
the
friend
tough.
of the podness.
Yeah, no, Teoscar I would, but Julio and Castillo for Shohei, nah.
Yeah. My thing with Shohei, like Shohei, I would 100% take Shohei, but the only downside of a 2v1 trade is Shohei gets hurt, you're out of both sides. You're out of the pitching, you're out of the hitting. Like, granted, there's been points where he's only hit or whatever, but if like Rodriguez gets hurt, you still have Castillo or vice versa. So only that's where I would like be hesitant on that. I don't know. I might take that trade if I was Casey, like, or if I was the Mariners in that position, but
Nope.
that's a tough call for sure,
'Cause
especially
the problem
Julio being
that
so
with
young.
Shohei, yeah, well, Julio's young, and like with Shohei as well. Shohei's not necessarily young. He's like I think 28, 29. So he's not necessarily like who knows how much longer his prime is. At that point, what are you getting in the later years of Shohei? Are you getting like the same hitting numbers, the same pitching numbers? Like you're obviously not going to get him throwing 100 miles an hour when he's 33, 34.
Yeah.
Like he's going to rely
I mean,
more on his
Verlander's like
stuff.
40 and still doing that. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's also banging Kate Upton, so like
I don't know if that has anything to
No, that has
do with
everything to
how fast you're throwing. But,
I mean, you're not
No.
wrong.
all right, Casey, you're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
muted. You're getting muted. That was,
What do you
that was
mean I'm
a
getting
terrible
muted?
take.
No,
Terrible
it's
take.
It's legit. It's legit.
I'm not saying it's
I
not
mean,
factual
it's
information.
True. It's factually accurate. I just don't
Yeah, thank
understand
you.
what that.
The connection. He just really wanted to put that
Okay.
in there and just
Yeah,
wanted
he
to,
just
he's really salty that it's not
shout out,
him.
shout out. We got a new friend of the pod. Shout out Kate Upton.
Yes, there's a Kate Upton. Casey's jealous. He's trying to make to the majors. If you could dump Verlander, hop over with him. Maybe
Yeah,
Casey
so
will make the
apparently
majors.
it helps you throw that heat.
Seriously.
Nah.
But-
Captain's old, bro. I don't want her.
LOL.
What the hell?
You also have a girlfriend,
see-
so I guess
So
that's
today
good.
you turned down Shohei Ohtani and Kate Upton. That's a nice life. That's a nice life if you're not.
She's
Look,
Louise. Maybe
I have-
Casey
I have-
has some
I
things he
have-
needs to reconsider in his life.
I have a very specific taste. Okay.
Okay. Well, good. That's a great transition, Casey. Great transition into our upcoming weekend series. There's still some games on Thursday, and there are some new series that start Thursday. With not just Thursday, but any series that start this weekend, is there anything you guys are really looking forward to?
Yeah. Seattle going up to the 6 to play the Blue Jays. Sign me up.
We didn't see that homer take coming.
Yeah, seriously.
I think
Go for it, Pete.
series I'm excited for. I'll give you my top three.
Okay.
We'll start at number 3. Braves
it.
at Mets.
Okay, good
I
one.
think that one is fighting for the top of the NL East. Braves got a comfy little lead right now. I think that's going to be a 4-game series starting on Friday. Then we have at number 2. We have the Mariners at Blue Jays. I'm excited about that one as well. Shout out the Electric Factory, I believe is what that's called. according to
America's team.
America's team. Well, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
the Blue Jays
America's
have been
team
looking
playing
good.
Canada's.
It's true. It's a battle of the countries. So I'm excited about that one. I think that'll be a good series. And then my number 1 series is going to be. You ready? Hesitation.
Yep.
Cardinals at Dodgers.
Oh.
I'm actually excited about that one because
why? Yeah, tell me why.
I think that'll tell a lot. Because Dodgers, I mean, they're above 500, but they're kind of
They're 5-5
Yeah.
last 10.
well, yeah, in their last 10. So they're but they're 13 and 12 overall. So they're kind of a little bit disappointing for the season. Cardinals,
Not as
obviously, we've
disappointing.
covered a lot.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Cardinals are having a. So I think that kind of will be I think that's a big series of because if Cardinals go and get swept by the Dodgers after
Do they
they
fire
have
the
one more
manager
game
at that point?
versus the Giants, but because it's at LA as well, so
Yeah.
it's like if you lose 3-4 more games here this week, and all of a sudden you're 9-20, that's kind of like whoa.
Yeah. You're
So,
gonna
I think that-
you're gonna squint at the NL standings, see red at the bottom and like red in the middle of the standings. You'll be like, oh, red's at the bottom, Cardinals in the middle of the lineup. But no, it's gonna be the opposite.
Yeah, opposite. Yeah, so I think that's actually a big series this weekend.
I think that's it.
I have another couple of series I want to talk
Okay.
about too.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I wanted to. Red Sox Guardians is interesting to me because they're two teams that the
Middle of the
Guardians started
pack.
off really hot. Yeah, kind of middle of the pack. They're going to keep afloat or kind of start to distance themselves toward the back end of the pack. That'd be an interesting series to see. And then, where else do I go besides Miami?
They're singing, go, Cubs, go! Go, Cubs, go!
Ridiculous.
The reason I even like the Cubs is because of you.
Yeah, I
You know
know.
that.
I 100% know that, and that's the only reason why you have that song is because you do it because I'm a Cardinals fan. Trust me, you had no cares ever about the Chicago Cubs until you met me, and I was a Cardinals fan and talked all of how good the Cardinals are because they are,
that's
and all their
actually
World
false.
Series wins and all those things, and then you're like,
That's
man, I
actually
hate this
false.
guy, and I'm envious of him because my team sucks and have never made it to the World Series, and so I'm gonna be a Cubs fan. That's why. That's the series of events that things happened.
Actually,
And
Chris
that's where we hear
Bryant.
"Go Cubs Go"
Oh.
15 times per episode,
Seriously.
if not more.
Well, you're forgetting that Chris Bryant was on the Cubs at one point.
Yeah, and he's
you know,
terrible. What's he
I'm a
doing for
Chris
the
Bryant
What's
stan.
he doing for the Rockies? Getting them an
I don't know.
8-18 record. Good
How
for
much money
him.
is he making? More than any of us combined.
Yeah, you're right about that. But you know what?
I
At least
thought
I
he-
can. At least I
thought
can
he was
wake up.
about to bring up. I thought he was about to bring up Chris Bryant's wife. I don't know who Chris Bryant's wife is,
Me
but
neither. Seriously.
I thought instead of what's he making, I thought he was going to talk about who he's banging. I was like, oh no, we're trying to be a family show here, Casey.
Yeah. No,
Sorry,
at least I can wake up in the morning and feel like I am not just getting paid, or I'm just worthless for what I'm getting paid. Because for what
At
he
least
is
I
getting
can wake
paid,
up in the morning and.
I would take that feeling. I would take that feeling.
Yeah,
well, he probably just ignores it because he's just looking at his bank account. But my series, my series, I'm excited for. I don't care what you're thinking. My series, I'm excited for. Honestly, no particular order, but Yankees at Rangers. Only because Rangers are starting to turn it around a little bit. Yankees I wouldn't say are struggling by any means.
Rangers
but
just got swept by the Cincinnati Reds.
oh, that's what I meant.
I was
Not
like,
swept.
turn
They
it
got
around.
swept.
They just got swept.
They
by
need
by
to
the
turn it
Reds.
around. Didn't they sweep someone the series
They've
before?
been
Though?
good. They were like 8-2 before that.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure they
they were
swept
looking
someone
really
right
good. They
before
were
that
8-2
series.
and then got swept by the Reds. So kind of put a halt to their momentum.
Yeah. So kind of same with the Yankees. Not necessarily bad, but they just lost the series 2-1 to the Twins, who they haven't lost the series to since what 2001. You said. So
Correct.
it's two teams looking to bounce back a little bit in a way. I also think that Braves Mets going to be a big series just because they're top two teams of that division, separated by 3 games. So, and that's a 4-game series, so a lot can happen there. Braves, I wouldn't say have struggled necessarily. Well, they got swept by the Astros, but then now they're up 3-0 on the Marlins in their 4-game series, last game being Thursday. So they've bounced back already, but do they continue that momentum into New York? But I think those are my 2 big ones. But then just to add on for the Cardinals Dodgers, I think this is huge. Dodgers, I don't think it matters as much. I think they do need to bounce back a little bit. And like just for their opportunity, like I was saying earlier, to kind of like take hold of the NL West, because no one's really done that yet. But this is huge for the Cardinals because they literally suck right now. Like literally, you were gonna think they were like a maggot, or what are those things called? A leech. Don't those things suck on people or whatever? That's what the Cardinals are right now, is a freaking leech.
Suck blood out of people. Which
Yeah.
is interesting comparison.
So they just suck right now. It's just the sucking. Let's not worry about what they're sucking out of where. But
Okay.
Whoa.
yeah, I know.
This is a family show, gentlemen. We got to get this under control.
Oh,
We might have multiple suspensions over the next couple episodes. We're going to see what happens.
yeah, that'll go to the commission.
Soon it'll only be Pete doing the podcast for a couple weeks. Just me and Deborah being.
Just talking to himself. Well, guys,
I don't know if we're playing the Cardinal way right now today.
that's true. Well,
Hey,
do you guys have anything else?
Well,
The
we're playing the
Pirates could
Cardinals
be-
2003 way, not the Cardinals the rest of their history way.
Yeah.
The Pirates could be the best team in the National League, depending on how they play against the Nationals and how the Braves Mets go. So
They could.
that'll look good too.
I think, hot take, Pirates have the best record in the National League after this weekend's over.
Ooh.
I mean, they're literally tied right now and play the Nationals. Where
Okay,
I
well,
mean,
listen.
maybe that would have been a hot take at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hot take.
You weren't
as of
supposed to go.
Wednesday, April 26th.
You weren't supposed to
but-
go into the details. That's all right. Though.
Okay, well, I mean, we have enough hot takes. I just didn't know if we needed to count that one.
Just keep
but-
going. Okay, that's fair. All right, you gentlemen got anything else?
No, if you would have said the Cardinals have the best weekend record by like, May 5th or something, that would be a hot take.
But I don't know if that's like possible, like mathematically possible.
But that's what makes it a hot take.
Well, I think it has to be mathematically possible, but they have to win
They're
every
a team
game, and the tops have to
So
lose
it's
them
a
all.
team that currently already has the best record in the NL, tied, but already has the best one. To say they still have the best one, not really.
Hey,
Not odd of a
True,
take.
not that odd. That's like room temp take, but that's all right. Anyways, we appreciate you guys for listening to the Broken Bat Podcast, episode number 13. If you guys like what you're hearing, if you guys like listening to us, want to keep up with us on social media, go ahead and follow us there. Follow us on whatever platform you listen to us on, and we'll see you next time on the Broken Bat Podcast.